Okay, great afternoon. I'll open this in a little while. So today it's going to be playtime. I've got my one of my Arcturian shirts on. So for those of you that have ostomies, for anybody else this is not something you'll be interested in. But if you have an ostomy and you have your stoma, I have a colostomy, and you wear a little guard over it. So there are all different kinds of sizes, etc. And when you get one, I'll show you the ones I've done before. You usually get a small one like this, okay? Comes like this. It's a smaller one. And it fits over your stoma so that, you can put your seatbelt on and nothing's going to harm it. And then also it allows things to go from your bag, down inside. And especially if you're wearing some tight, you want to wear something tight if you have, like I have two, what do they call them? Hernias. And you want to wear something tight to pull those in, or tight jeans or something, you're going to want to have a cover for your stoma. So when you get it, it looks like this, okay? It's just plain like this. So I'll show you the ones I've gotten. Now this is from Halo. It's called Halo. And as you can see, I did a thing with the horses on it. Now, I did buy one from this guy, and these are larger ones. As you can see, I've got very large blank here. Here's another large blank, and here's one that's really large, which I use all of these different sizes on occasion. So the first one that I did was this one. So this one I got, and it came, like this. And it had this leather covering on it. And I wanted to have something a little more exciting, so I decorated it with just some paint and some, did the foil. So I'll show you some of the other ones I've done. This is a little smaller one with the little paws on it, so cute. So, when you wear these, you have that inside. Here's a kitty cat for kitty cat lovers. Is a larger one that fits more over your stoma. And today, the one I'm wearing is Star Wars. Da, 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 da. So let me put my Star Wars one back on here. You put this on the back of it, and then it just goes on to this, there we go. So got that back on again. So those are the ones I've done so far. So I'm going to show you how you can do these if you want to do your own. Look how cute that is. Kitty cat! So, how you do it, it's really simple. And today I'm going to do some fun ones. You get some fabric, just your plain cotton fabric for whatever design you want. Now this time I want to do I like that green. It's very fresh feeling. And then I'm going to try something different. I'm going to decorate it. Just a minute, Mickey. With these, look at how cute that is. Mr. Mickey, you're tearing at my arm. Hold on, let me get him up here. Okay, come on, Mickey. So, what we're going to do, let me get a pair of scissors here. Where do I have them? Okay, I can use these ones. And you're going to take your one. I'm going to do this on one of the smaller ones here. I think I'll use this one. So this is going to be a little smaller one of these. Now the guy that I got that first one from, I asked him if I could buy some blanks. He just sent me a whole bunch of them for free because he was so impressed by doing this. He had these extra blanks around, so he just sent them to me. But no matter, you know, wherever you buy them at, you can decorate them. So we're going to do, you want to check your design, so you just put it over your ostomy and see if you're going to like that design. And then what we're going to do with this, once you get your design where you want it, I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Just make sure you have enough that's going to fit over it. These are not the best scissors. I got to go get a different pair of scissors. These are just chewing this up, not really cutting it well. But, so that's going to fit over there, okay. Make sure the size, it's going to fit there. So once you get it set so that you can do it, what you're going to do is you're going to take this Mod Podge, and I like the gloss. I'm getting the gloss one this time, and just some cheap brushes. So what you're going to do, you're going to put a light coating of the Mod Podge on the blank that you're going to decorate, and then you put a light Mod Podge on the material that you're going to put on it. So we're going to do that first. Get my Mod Podge open here. Now you can do it with matte as well. So most of these were done with matte, but the first one I showed you, this one was done with more of a gloss. You can see the gloss on it. And this one, you can see it's a little bit more matte looking, I think. I think that's what I did, but maybe it's also gloss. We'll find out with these in a minute. So, if I can get this open. I'm telling you, some of these things, they put them on and you can't get them off. Can't get it open. Okay. So, get this on here. So the Mod Podges is a glue and a sealer, and it's really simple. So we're just going to take some of this off of this lid here, and you take your blank, and you're just going to put a light coating of the Mod Podge on it. That's it. You're just going to put this over this. Okay. Make sure that you've got it all covered. And then you're going to take your fabric, and I've got a little dog pad up here so I don't get it on my table or on my computer or anything. And you're just going to put a thin layer of the Mod Podge on the back of the fabric to begin with. You're just going to cover that. Make sure you got it all covered. So I've got 3 of them that I'm going to do today. I'll show you the different things I got for on them. So, okay, I've got that covered on there. So then you're going to take this, once you've got it coated, and you're just going to, let me move this up here. You're just going to lay that on your little ostomy thing. Now you might want to wear some gloves with this because it's going to, you know, when you put it on here, it's going to bleed through. But you're going to want to just take your fingers and go around it, press it so that it fits on here. Okay? You're just going to press it so that it's fit on here in a nice way. You don't want any loose places on it. So it's just, again, going around it, making sure that you don't have any kind of hard to do when I'm holding it that way. But make sure that you don't have any wrinkles or bubbles in it, etc. And you just work it with your fingers. And there we have it, okay? And so once you get it on there where it's sticking where you want it, then I'm going to give it a few seconds, sit this aside for a few minutes to let this dry a little bit. So that's what we've got so far. Okay, it's on there and we don't have any wrinkles or anything. We're going to let it dry a little bit, and then I'm going to, once it's dried and it's stuck on there, then I can take a good pair of scissors and cut around it. So we'll cut all this extra off, okay? And then we'll start putting another layer on it, okay? So we'll just sit this one aside. Sit this aside for a couple of minutes and give it a chance to set just a bit. I want to make sure that's around there firm. I'm going to go grab another pair of scissors real quick so that I can cut around this one and I can show you more what we're going to do with it. So give me a second. Now, if I were adept at doing these things, I would have had this out already. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over so I can actually see where I'm going to be cutting on this. So you want to cut it as close to the edge as you can. You just use your edge as a little guideline here. So if I can see. There we go. So you just press it against there. Use that as a guideline for cutting. And when you're fully done with this, then you can cut it even a little better. But I want to just get most of the extra off of this now so that we can start putting another coating on this. But now we've got enough off of it that you can see really what it's going to look like. And you make sure that, again, all of this is pressed down so you get a real good seal on it. There we go. So that's good. You can see this is the back of it. When we finish this, I'm going to put the, what do you call that stuff that, oh, I can't think of what the name of it is, but we're going to put something on it to hold it onto your ostomy. So I'm going to take and do another layer of the Mod Podge here. We're just going to put this on. So as you can see, it looks really white, but don't freak out about that because it dries clear. So you want to go to put a nice layer on here. So we're going to do this, and then I'm going to try decorating it and see how this will work, if it's going to work or not, to decorate this with objects. So this is also a glue and a sealer. So we want to put enough on here to hold these little things in place. So here we go. We have it covered with another layer. And I'm going to get out my little doohickeys here. My doodads, my doohickeys, my stuffies. Now, these are not real flat, but it's okay because it's going to go in the part, the surrounding it. Well, if I can get them out of here. Okay. So we'll see if this is going to work. I don't know, but I like these little, oop. Well, trying to take them off of here, you got to be really careful because that thing comes off with it. So we're going to try one of these, this little bee. I don't know if it's going to stick or not. There we go. So we'll see if these are going to stick and what's going to happen with it. So you can see how cute that's going to be with the little bees. Now I don't want to put it on this part because you want that to be as flat as you can under your clothes. But you can put it on the indented part, I think. We'll see. Now, I'm not sure with these if I could go over it. Or it might be better to use a regular glue at the end, because I probably want to put another layer on here. Now I may, like I said, I may have to use a different glue on these when it's totally done. Because I probably should put a another layer of setting on this. But we'll see. But look at that. How cute that is with the little bees. So I want to go around the edges of this. And again, you can go around it with a little better scissors. I'll use my curved ones to really just go in around it and trim that. I might put these on with another glue when it's done. I'm not sure if this is going to hold it enough or not. In fact, I think I will use this other glue that I have, this Bondini, because I think that will hold them better. Now these ones, you have to be really careful with taking them off this paper, because their little wing stuff sticks on this. And the little legs and stuff, so you've got to be really careful with taking these things off. But I think I'm going to use this other glue and see. So I also have this Bondini that you use for fingernails and stuff. And we're going to go ahead and put a little coating on here, on that, and then you put a little coating on your thing that you're going to stick on here. And we're going to see how that works. That feels like it's really sticky. Yeah, that's going to stay. These other ones are staying, though. They feels like they're staying as well. But we're going to do some more of these with the Bondini, I think. Here we go. And we're just going to let that dry, but look how fun that is. That is fun. So if you're going to have an ostomy, you might as well have one that's fun. We're going to let this dry so you can see how it looks. I need to get my other scissors, though. They're a rounder one, and I can get in closer to take off the last of that little bit with it. Now I may go around here with one more layer. One more layer over this, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside for now and let that dry a bit, and we'll go on to the next one. But I think that's going to be super cute. You know, if you got an ostomy, you might as well have something that's fun. Okay, I enjoy having different looks to put on other than just that bare looking thing. Okay, but I think the green is just nice and fresh. Look how many you could get out of one. This is a 1/8 of fabric. Now, the other ones I got this one. We're going to do one of these. I like it's kind of spacey. And then the other one I got that is really space is this one, okay? Which I really like, the planets and stuff. We go. Just where I'm going to take my part out. Now I've got some other smaller ones. I'll probably use some more of these and use it in different places and get different ones. But we'll see. I'm going to use the biggest one for this pattern. I'm going to use my largest. So for the other one, I'm going to use one that's kind of a more medium size. And we're going to do the same thing. You're going to take your fabric and you're going to look at it and decide, you know, what you want your pattern to be. Now I'm thinking I really want more of the more of towards this blue area, okay? So you're going to take your ostomy thing and you're going to just kind of play with it, some different areas, and see what you're going to get. Now I kind of like that. So I'm going to cut this off and leave it where I can use, yeah, I really want a lot of the blue and the so let me cut some of this off. So the blue, and we're going to go around to here so I can see where that's at. As you can see, I'm not really, you know, not really looking to measure it out or anything. So the same thing here, we're going to go ahead and coat this first, and then we'll coat the fabric, and we'll do this. So these are really quick to do. They're really fast to make as well. And I've got some really fun things that we're going to try to put on with this one and see if they're going to work. But yeah, I'm getting a little more inventive with them this time. Putting little goodies on them, charms and stuff on them, just to make it even more fun. Nobody sees it but you, so you might as well have fun with it, right? So that's what we're going to do. So let me get this one. Get the back of this all painted up. Okay, pretty good. We're going to take and layer this over here. Now this is a little hard to see what it is because it's, I'm going to use the paintbrush to kind of pull this down, because it just comes through right away. So you just go ahead and use your paintbrush or your hands, because you want to get this down flat on here. I usually use my fingers to just, you know, go around to make sure that it's flush, that it's flush on here. Okay. And got that on there pretty well. So I'm going to give this a second here. My fingers are sticking to it now, so I'm trying to stick it down. My fingers are sticking to it and pulling it back up. So I'm going to just use my brush to get in there to push it down where it's flush. So I pretty well got that flush on there now. So I'm going to give it a second. Just give it a second there to dry a bit, and we can go back to this one. You can see that this is drying pretty well already. But yeah, a little bit more to go before it's totally dry. Now I don't want to go over these with the Mod Podge Okay, because we want these to stay nice and crystal clear so you can see them. If you try to seal them in with this, they're going to look cloudy and stuff, so I don't want to do that. And this is fine. This is going to stay on here as it is. It's fine. I really don't need to put any other layers on this. So we're just going to let that dry. And we're dry enough with this now that I can go ahead, go over it. I'm going to turn it over again so I can see where I'm going to cut. And I'm just going to cut it close to this. Start taking some of this excess off. Now this is not going to be perfect. I'm going to use my other scissors, which are the curved kind of manicure scissors, that I can get in there and clean this up better. Go really around it and pull it in close. But this is enough to take off this excess here so that I can go in and do a second coat. Okay, make sure these are all stuck here. Because you don't want any, you want to have it really stuck close to this, okay. So that's pretty good. Go around here a little bit more. And like I said, I'm going to clean this up in a little while with the manicure scissors that I have, that you can do more curved areas with it more easily. So here we have our starting point. So I'm going to use the Mod Podge and go over it with another good layer. Because you want a couple of good layers on this to seal it in and to have it fully stick there. And this is, again, so quick to do. It's not like it's like you have to be really careful, or, this is so fast. So fast, so quick, so easy to do. So there we go. We've got it all coated again the second time. And we're going to leave that sit here while I get out my other goodies that we're going to use for this. Now, where's my other thing here? Look at here, stars. So, trying to think, do I do this one first or do I do these others first? But these, I'm going to use stars on them, which I think are going to be kind of fun. So I want to do this while it's still wet. I think I'll do the stars first and then I'll do the other things with it. If I can get this open. What the heck did they do with this? I may have to put another layer on there because it needs to be wet so that I can put these on. I don't know how they've got this closed. Sometimes you get these things and you're trying to figure out how to open them. Okay. I see. This is... They really got this closed. Trying to get this open. I'm telling you, this is really sticky on my fingers. And I'm going to put another little layer of Mod Podge on there because it's starting to dry and I want to have it wet enough that this sticks. Now how this is going to work, I don't know, but I thought this would be a cute idea. If I can get it to work, if I can get it open. Oh God, they really have this closed. This is crazy. Sometimes they get a little too crazy with what their packaging of stuff. You can't even get into them. I really like that turquoise and purple color on that though. Oh my Lord. Okay. All right, got it open. All these little bitty stars. Trying to get some of this glue stuff off my fingers so that I can actually work here. Okay, I'm going to put another layer of the Mod Podge on there real light because I want these to stick. Okay. So I want that glue on there, so as you can see, I put another layer on the outside of that. And I'm going to start. See if I can get some of these. Okay. Well, you can see we've got lots of little stars on there now. Lots of stars. I'm going to pull a few of these off. Okay. But I think that's pretty cool. I like the stars. I'm going to close this up, or I'm going to have little stars all over everywhere. Now, what else I got for this? Look at these. So I think these are going to be fun. Now we'll see. I'm probably going to have to let that dry a little bit first and then do these with that secondary glue, I think. But now I can just take them out and decide what I'm going to put where. I think I'm actually going to use a little rocket ship here. We'll see if this is going to stick on here. It's a little rocket ship. Yeah, I'll show you what we've got so far. Look at there, the little rocket ship going up. And I think we're going to have a little astronaut outside out here on the other side. Little astronaut out here kind of floating around in space. There we go. We've got a little astronaut floating in space out here. And might put a little planet, a couple of little planets over here. I think we're going to do that. We're going to do a little planet. I think we're going to put the planet here. Yeah. So there we have it. Got a little planet, a little rocket ship. Now above it, let's see. Trying to decide here. If I want to do another thing here or not. Oh, there's a little star. I think I want to do this little star over here. Yeah, that little star. Got another little star that I'm going to put up here. And I think that's it. Now I've got to wait for this to dry, and then I can, again, there we have it. Look how cute that is. Now I could put another little thing on the outside of here, but, you know, I don't want to have, better just to keep them on this part that's kind of repressed. Here we go. So that's going to be fun. Look at there. I like it. Now my last one we're going to do, and I have got spaceships. I've got spaceships, I've got other planets, and so that, and we're going to do stars and planets and spaceships on my larger one here. So yeah, that's going to be fun. But here's the little one now that it's almost dry. You can see how nice that is. Again, how fun these are. I got little bees. But I have to say, I really do love my space ones. So, we're going to do another space one. But, just what area are we going to use in this? Which space things do we want on here? There's so many with this one that it's really hard to figure out where you're going to want these. Okay. I really do like this Saturn one here. Let me see. Yeah, I think I kind of like it there. I think that's where I'm going to put it. I think that's it. Now I do have other smaller ones in there, which I will make some more out of this with the smaller smaller size. But this large one I'm going to do here. because I really do like that planet there, and that's what I want to have on it. So, trying to, hopefully I've got this cut out. Maybe I'll do a small one with the red planet on it. But for this one, I really want this. Yeah, I like that. That's very cool. So that's what I'm going to have on this one. So let's get this one painted up. Getting this one painted up. I can't wait to see all the stars and the other things I'm going to put on this one. It's really going to be fun. Okay. Okay, that's done. Let's turn this over and we'll start painting this one. Okay. Now let's get this over on here and just see what we've got going. Woo. Okay. Got this. Yeah. Got this on. I'm going to smooth this out, smooth that. If you kind of start from the center and work your way out, it's a little easier. And then go around. Once you get that, then you can kind of go around and start pressing this down to get it to stick fully. Once you start getting that, then you can use your brush here to really get it to be fully stuck the way it needs to be stuck. So we've got this pretty well down. Can see. So I'm going to take the scissors, turn this over so I can start cutting off some of this excess. Okay, we've got that. Good starting point. Oop. Make sure again that this is all okay. I'm going to put another layer on this. because I'm going to start sticking things on it in a second. And I'll go over around the edges and clean that up in just a little while. But that's not something you really need to worry about right away. So, we are wanting to see if I can get these stars, some of the stars on here. I'm going to put some of them in the cap so that I don't have so many coming out at once. Because I want some of them on this part, on the regular outside part, because these are not, yeah, there we go. Because these are not sticking up hard, so I'm going to there we go. Got some stars on there. Now I want to start putting my other things on here because this one is a little different. I'm going to put a planet up here. Got a planet. And I've got to have my my little UFO out there. And I'm putting more planets around on this one. Doing another little spaceship. Spaceships and planets. I want the red planet up here. So we're going to let that have a second to dry. We'll see what this one is doing up here. Look at there. Really happy with that. I think this is my favorite one so far. And so we're letting this one dry here a little bit first. And then I'll show you that. I almost feel like putting a bee out there in outer space. Interplanetary bee. So this is the way it's looking so far, but we'll see as it dries. It's going to look much better. See if I can get this, cut these a little closer. Make this a little better as it's drying here. So if you have an ostomy, would you do this? Or have I lost my mind with this? But my view is if you're going to have it, you might as well enjoy it. Have something special under there. I just thought these ostomy cover protectors were just so boring, bland. And I said, well, I'm going to fix that. I'm going to fix that. And so I did. So I have been on the rampage decorating these. So nobody knows what I've got going on under my clothes, only me. But we'll see when this one dries. But those are fun. Now this stuff peels off, you know, if you've used your fingers, this is water-based and it peels off and you can get it off pretty easily off your hands. So yeah. Close this up. I'm going to go wash this real quick before it dries. Again, you just clean it up with soap and water. What time is it? 2:10, okay. Yeah. Yeah, those are on there pretty well. It looks like they're going to stay. But I think that one's really fun. Now I'm thinking about maybe adding this one to the bottom of it. I think I will. These are not sticking out far that it's going to bother anything, show up anything. So I think I am going to put this one on here. So I really do like this one. Correspondini on here. Okay. Yep. And if I can get it off my fingers. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Piece de resistance. So I am wearing under my clothes a lot of fun elements. On that note, I'll leave that here, but we'll see you online. I've got to, here we go, make sure that's done. And then I'll probably just show these on the photo section over there. This has been a long video, but yeah, showed you the whole breakdown of the whole thing.